Hello and welcome to Working Title. I'm Ryan Fring with the BitLife Show, and this is Han Solo from Loot Crate.
Ironically, Han Solo becomes Greedo.
Is that Star Wars?
That's Star Wars.
I don't. This is a very special episode because it got lost in the computers and editors and.
Sure, blame the editor.
We're very excited to have this episode air. This is Aaron Williams, a good friend of ours. He works with TrueScribe here in Madison, Wisconsin. They create a lot of those really cool whiteboard animations that you see, and he actually got to work on the Weird Al video. What was the song? I should know things. I should know things before I start these intros. So Aaron got to work with Weird Al and his team on Mission Statement. That's that whiteboard video we're going to talk about. And it was really fun to hear him talk about that process and how excited he was, but then also having to be quiet about it until it was released. So we're so excited to actually get this episode aired. I believe it's episode 17. 18. Aaron Williams, TrueScribe, sponsored by Contigo. See, Contigo? You could probably make a lot of money. You know, people watch this and they need to drink water.
Yay!
Gling. So today we have Aaron Williams, good buddy of ours.
Oh, hey.
What do you do exactly? You're an editor, but you work at a whiteboard company, so like animation, right?
Kind of.
Kind of.
It's video scribing, whiteboard animation, and the videos are basically all the same. All you see is like white, and then a hand drawing this thing. Drawing
Perspective is important.
on a whiteboard, and it's basically edited to a script. And so first they do the script, and then the artists come up with images to go along with that, and I take all that. I have a process where I can quickly, just chop it up and put out a little video, as we call it, for a company.
In the field.
Now don't downplay it, because you have, Julia reminded me yesterday, you did some work with Weird Al Yankovic that you had to keep silent for a long time.
That's the reason why you're on the show.
Oh, okay. We talk about that the whole time.
Yes. Talk about how great Weird Al is. Well, how is he like?
I thought we talked about the 48 hours.
We'll talk about that too.
I thought that's all.
Was Weird Al in the 48 hour?
Yeah, because we don't want to know if he's not.
We're not going to.
Did you get a piece of his hair?
Was,
Do you still have it?
I was pretty geeked out. He came to us. He thought that was what style we do is very corporate,
so he wanted that.
He wanted that.
It's
and
like
he saw that was something that was taking off.
It's like, you guys are the epitome of corporateness.
Exactly.
We need to have this in my video.
And he even thought, what I heard, he even thought like a normal music video, it wouldn't retain the attention of like how long the song was. And our videos are designed to retain your attention. It's this whole scribology goes along with it about seeing things being written. It releases endorphins or something, so you want more of it.
We have to do that on this show.
Science.
As I specified, this episode should have been done entirely in that style and in that format, but it would have been the first 5 minutes of the drawing, and then just 45 to 50 minutes of just the static drawing, and then maybe slowly erasing it at the end. Like, that would have been the entire video.
Watch that.
Yeah.
It's really detailed.
You don't feel your endorphins going right now?
My endorphins are going 24/7. I'm pretty much dead inside.
You want to keep talking about that? It was great. They had like a few summers ago. He was at the Wisconsin State Fair, and so they had a meeting with him there.
Was he performing?
He was performing.
In my brain, I was like, why?
He's bored, looking at the cows and stuff. He was there.
Where can I get brats and cheese curds?
He does have some animals in real life, so he probably wouldn't be too far away from doing that.
So we had a meeting with him. Some of the artists and producers had a meeting with him there, and then afterward we got like front stage tickets to a show, then some meet and greet afterwards. That went pretty quickly.
And you got to go to that?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a picture.
It was.
Oh, that you're finally able to release.
Finally able to release. Well, yeah.
But so you had an NDA on that? You couldn't talk about it. You couldn't share pictures with it, or
basically, yeah.
Basically,
yeah.
That sounds like you didn't.
Yeah, we didn't talk like when we took pictures at the fair.
Yeah.
we were told, you can't post anything. One guy already put one up on his Facebook. And like, what is going on here? And his friends thought like something bizarre is happening, and he just took it down right away. I don't know what you're talking about. And we're supposed to have like a big press release thing that happened. Was going to happen. I don't think anything happened till like the very last minute, like the day it came out. But we work with big companies like Walmart and Kraft. Just top of my head, I can't remember a whole lot. But then the one we did for Weird Al, like that's the one we're like super hyped about it. We still talk about it. We didn't get any money for it.
Yeah,
but
I still would. I would talk about that constantly. I'd be like, "Yep, that's what we did. Remember 17 years ago when we did that music video for Weird Al? We apparently have not done anything since. We need to ramp that up."
Yeah, when we were starting to posted a screening version of the video, and he made some comments on it and stuff. And I had to wrote back. The first thing I said was like, "Okay, any communication we have, I totally geek out." But let's get into the
Just to be clear.
started this, and he replied like, "Aw," and which that was really cool.
Did he have like a handle like Weird A, or was he just weird? Did that just come like,
Or was it his name?
or Al?
Like,
was just
Probably
way
like
Al.
Al Johnson.
WAY.
Because that could, if I saw like Weird Al Yankovic, like that'd be a little more intimidating than just Al. Thanks, Al.
I forgot how he signed it.
Yeah. Well, important details.
He physically signed each email.
Yeah, it's just kind of a scribble. Yeah.
He did send us a picture. One of the images from the music video, a fan turned it into a T-shirt and sent it to him, and then sent the picture to us of him wearing a Banana Man on his T-shirt.
Now, was it a typical one with just drawing? I haven't seen it in a few weeks. I guess when because it just came out a few months ago.
A few months ago, I can't remember when the album dropped.
Because it was all crazy. Because what was the deal with the album too? Like all music videos for every.
It's his last contracted album.
Right.
Okay.
So he's kind of done, well, unless he changes his mind, he's kind of done doing standard like studio released albums because he
'Cause
doesn't
they're
really
worthless.
need to be. He could record a song like, oh, this song's popular. I got a parody. Let's record it. Boom, and release it for a
Yeah,
single
just sell one.
and be just fine. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't need to do the studio stuff. So this one, he started it 2 albums ago. So I'm kind of I like Weird Al. I know this crap.
I have several Weird Al cassette tapes, so
I own every album, greatest hits, box set, everything on CD.
This explains a lot.
It does, doesn't it?
You enjoy parody.
I enjoy
like it.
parody
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
No, so the last album he released, he started doing music videos for a bunch of them. Like he got like Robot Chicken and a bunch of them to do different style music videos. And then this one, he had a music video for every single song on the album.
I don't
parody.
think there's everyone.
Guarantee all these originals at least. All the originals
Okay.
had music videos. I
All
can't.
right.
Yeah, I can't say that parodies
Like the
do.
polka.
The polka
The polka didn't get
didn't
one.
get a parody. It didn't get a video.
But yeah, like every day for
A
like
week.
7 days.
Yeah.
And ours was the last one
that's
to
what it
come
was.
out.
Oh, nice. That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, and it was funny. It was on a Wall Street Journal is where it premiered. Yeah, that's what the video was. It was corporate. I forgot to mention the corporate jargon, and it's just buzzwords. And it's called the
Synergy.
mission statement. Synergy was used a lot throughout the video.
Yes.
it was like the end of each phrase. Like it would go for a while, and then it'd be like, and synergy. Yeah, before.
So me and Weird Al are best friends now. and that's wonderful.
That's how the story should end. Yeah. So what
Keeps
was
writing me.
the process like? From your side, when did you get involved, and what did you do
In that
project?
In that project, I did all the editing. Of all the editing.
And you got to interact with him.
Yep. Okay.
I mean,
Back
that's
and forth.
probably the best part.
The process was a little different with that one. Usually we use Final Cut 7 actually to do all our videos and stuff. It works. We said to keyboard
No, it doesn't.
shortcuts. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't had to change it for like 15 years. It's
just
phenomenal.
worked. Yeah. But this one I did do in Premiere. Sometimes I go back and forth between Premiere and just to see if it does what I want it to do. And if there's a lot of effects, there's a lot happening, I just start in Premiere and do it that way. There might have been probably some After Effects, but just it was a lot different. My editing process, what I set up to do any of these videos is very simple, streamlined. but when there's a lot of different things coming in, riding up on top,
Yeah,
bottom,
right. A lot of
sliding in,
combined
and so
images.
there's so many layers. Usually the video is just like that one layer, and this had like so many layers. It was quite a process. It took a lot longer to do than any of our other videos.
Now, how'd you get into that? How'd you get into this company? Have you always edited? Somebody mentioned the 48-hour films before. What's your history?
What's my history?
Start from when you were born. I'm just kidding.
Born on a cold
Right after
day.
that,
It was right after that I remember anything.
I didn't just slide into video editing. This is something I wanted to do for a long time.
When, do you remember a moment, a movie, or something, and you're like, yes.
There was when I was just a youngster. Yes. We rented a VHS camcorder from someplace, and we had it for a week and made all kinds of things. We did short movies. I did the little, turn it on, turn it off, do stop animation, and I'm not saying that that's like my break-off point. It was just video from then on, but that's it's probably where it started. And I did some other careers. I was a metal fabricator and a machinist, and for a long time. And I knew I wanted to get into video in Madison Media Institute. I always see commercials for that, and I wanted to do that. And then it just took a long time to get in, to finally have the finances or whatever to do it. And so I went, and then it took a long time. I graduated in 2008. Right when kind of the economy really tanked.
I know that story.
And so I'm still doing metal fabrication part-time, like with no benefits or anything, and trying to like take some days and like work on my demo reel or just work on fun things. And I did a few other projects during that time, and then finally one of the places I was applying to was TrueScribe, and their interview process was awesome because I can't look good on paper. I know my stuff, but
Oh yeah,
but I can't.
Yeah, you're
I
like
can't-
metal
I can't-
fabricating for 1 year, and I love editing. And I'm really good.
I learned a
10
lot from that
years?
job.
10 years.
Oh, you did that for 10
Yes.
years? Oh wow, yeah. I mean, that speaks to something. You've been able to, do something solid for an amount of time instead of bouncing all around. Like,
But I can't like put out a cover letter. I'm horrible at communication and stuff. But the way they had it set up was awesome. Oh, tell me what you would do in this situation, or what's a good format for this.
Oh,
and
yeah.
here's a little editing sample. I'm like, this is my jam. Here's
Nice.
all this, and yeah, and they liked me, so they hired me on in 2012 early, and I've been there ever since.
nice. And I'm assuming
grow a whole lot. Yeah.
I'm assuming you've graduated from tape.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't
Yeah,
didn't have
finally,
to
yeah.
edit on that.
Yeah, I mean, I keep trying to ask him, tape is where it's at and stuff. I need my Final Cut. I
Especially
need my-
in this
I need
whiteboard
my
format.
tape.
Yeah. Did you start with Final Cut, or what did you start with? Because that would be a
I-
big investment.
Like at the company,
Just editing.
Editing?
How'd you get into it?
I did use, tape to tape.
Yes.
You know, take the VCR, got your camcorder, and I did a little bit of that. I didn't work. I used an official like tape to tape machine at a local access station a little bit. Wow, that's a nightmare.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know at home, VHS obviously is tape, and back when you didn't have the tape to tape, you literally just had one VHS going into another VHS. And I don't think I've ever used one unit that is solely tape to tape. But is it just the two decks in there? You hit play and hit record.
Basically, you set it up exactly where you want it, and then it rewinds the tapes, and it plays them at a nice speed, and then it
Now that's
starts
technology.
recording. Yeah, it's
Light years beyond where we are today. We've gone backwards, I'm pretty sure.
Well, and I mean that's what 7 is great for, and a lot of other editors in town that we've talked to, it's just their workhorse. It's they don't have to think much. They just sit there and they know all the keyboard shortcuts, and they just they go. It's like a well-oiled machine, and then you throw a new format at it, and you're like, oh, what do we do? And then you have to, go outside the kind of the functionality of 7 and do lots of other things, and
It
that's
ate
why.
my file.
Yeah,
It somehow ate the digital file.
it's a well-oiled machine, Jeff. That's what well-oiled machines do.
It eats things?
Files,
Why?
mostly.
So, Aaron, how did you get involved
Feel
in
bad.
48s?
Oh boy.
What was the first one you did?
First one I did was the first year that it was.
In Madison?
You were there,
Yeah,
Jeff.
first year.
Uh-huh. It was
first
Steven,
Madison.
Our good friend, Stephen Pickering from Dry Water Entertainment.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we met him. Yeah.
Very nice plug.
I will add a little ding when you blink. I will do that.
Probably listening to this. He's one of the 12
He's
people.
one of the 3 that are listening.
We'll send you a
course.
bill
Oh, my
later for that little
We get
name
about to
drop.
15 critical mass, so
That's why we name drop as many people as humanly possible, so people go home and going, I was on this episode. Also, I mentioned you.
Yes.
Watch this one.
That's a great way.
when was
Absolutely.
that? The first 48.
I don't know.
Well,
Next year
it's-
will be 10 years.
So 2006.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because that's when I met you, was that
Okay.
48.
Aw.
Was
That's how-
Dan part of that?
No, Dan came second year.
Okay.
Kingdom of Ends.
Okay, yeah.
That was the
So
one
it
that, so yeah.
was the first year. We did horror.
Yep.
And I was
You acted.
the handyman.
Yep.
The creepy handyman that was set up to be the killer.
Yep.
Were you not the killer?
I was not the killer.
Surprise twist.
We teamed up with him for like quite a few years,
First 4 years.
and different jobs on it. Some acting, getting into After Effects. We got one best special effects probably the following year.
I think because it
Oh,
was a car
really?
crash. It was the car
Yeah.
crash shot in Kingdom of Ends. Because we did a car crash.
Nice.
Let's do it.
Sideswipe car crash, like the whole cliche car
Wow,
driving and the car
nice.
driving. Aaron did the whole thing. Shot it outside in the dark, just because that was the car. I was where the car was. Green screen lit outside the window, and Aaron removed
a
all of it.
Car come,
Yep.
glass fly.
Yeah, digital glass
Nice.
and all. That was so cool.
Yeah, so what do you like to do? Do you like some of the it sounded like you said you did some acting, but then a lot of special effects, and now you obviously edit. What is it? How it be?
How it be, bro?
I can really lose myself in special effects, in that type of thing, titling and whatnot. Editing sometimes is just hard trying to find. You guys probably do a lot of talking heads and try to find those clips where they didn't flub over their lines or something. And
And then the client's like, well, they don't say that very well. And you're like, I know.
I know. You should
know.
listen to the raw audio.
I do like acting too. I was in different theater productions. I can't sing worth a darn, but I enjoy acting, being on stage. I liked, being in our 48s. That's really the only time I've been on film acting. I
think he's hinting at something, Julia.
I know, it's okay. He can.
no.
The next thing
You
we
also-
do is starring Aaron Williams, this life story of Aaron Williams and
But it
Aaron
was actually
Williams.
painful to watch myself act.
It usually is. That's why I don't do it that much. It's just I'm like,
The other thing, go ahead.
Good.
How I met you, Aaron, in addition to being in Mislabeled, which was great, and I love that.
I love Mislabeled.
48, is you also puppeteer. So how did you get into that?
That was Jeff.
was that me?
That was you basically getting to know the Firmament guys.
Oh yes.
Because we've doing the 48. We should run through other 48s we've done real quick again.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so after
Timex, I stopped for a little bit. I stopped for like a year.
Okay, and I can't think of what I did then. I probably teamed up with Steven.
I think you
again
teamed up with Steven for that year.
and did something. There's so many now.
I know that's the
It
problem.
was really good. You should check it
and then-
out.
and
When
then-
we got back together, we did Afterthought with Dan, which we shot at Local Vision.
Local Vision, yep. Little mall.
We got to shoot up on top of the roof
Oh,
and
yeah.
had a giant fight sequence at night. That's
Oh,
their
nice.
sci-fi. I love that story.
I would just do that every time.
We got sci-fi. Two guys that love special effects. Sci-fi. Knowing like basically the two main people in the group,
Yeah.
us and Dan, like we know we cannot do special effects.
And we didn't. We did one practical effect, which was the glove, and that's the only like real
you
special
did
effect.
sci-fi and didn't have special effects?
No.
Correct. Yeah.
Were you just like, we have lasers, trust us?
The first thing like I thought of was Pushing Daisies. Like that is sci-fi. I mean, they have a lot of effects that they do, but it's just simple and it's not like lasers and stuff. And then we did
Then the next year we
Mislabeled.
did Mislabeled. Yep.
Mislabeled.
Which is the
I
one
saw
with,
that
the,
one.
with
That
the
was great.
briefcase. Of the
So good.
That's
black
the one.
dark comedy.
Yes.
Yes.
Which was kind of hard initially. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what do you do?
Turned out black
But-
comedy.
Elijah
dark
Wood
comedy.
with
It
a
was
dog.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
but it was I love Mislabeled. That one's a great one too. And the beauty is both of those stories are so easily adaptable to longer versions. You know, like House Call, you might have been able to do it, but it's not real adaptable to a longer form. It works for that 7 minutes. Whereas Mislabeled and Afterthought both work for that 7 minutes, but both could easily be this whole
Mislabeled
world.
could be a series.
Mislabeled could be a series. We established that easily. Like I want to do a sequel to Mislabeled and just do another like 10-minute short.
What was the plot of that one again?
Dan's a medical dealer. He's not necessarily a drug dealer.
He's the
That's right.
pharmacist.
He's a
That's right.
pharmacist, and he gets caught up in having to kill this guy or this woman. And
But I think it was during that Mislabeled. I don't know who. Maybe Dan was getting to know the Firmament guys, and so during the kickoff and drop off and stuff, gotten to know Chris, probably Chris, and then you. This was Dan, and I think you were involved with the Princess Knight.
yep.
the musical. Okay.
Because Dan introduced me to
That's right.
TC after 7 Year Wish,
Yes.
and then I got to know TC, and then TC asked me to help shoot for the Princess Knight musical, which also Kim,
Okay.
Dan's wife, was involved in. So like I knew people involved in that, and then that just like that's how I got tied into
Got it.
Firmament and Princess Knight and all that stuff. So it's
But yeah, we were mentioning the puppets. That was the Princess Knight.
I'm gonna be so
So-
sad
When that
because we have like 2 big scenes left, right?
and that's
Yes.
That's it.
Plus the
That's
bedchamber.
all.
We have 3.
That's all
it.
we
Two
have.
giant seeds that need to be done.
Two tiny little gigantic humongous scenes.
The opening scene is essentially like 5 scenes of what we're doing. It's gonna be fine.
The 2 scenes are only the opening and ending of the movie.
What about dedication? How does that?
Yeah, how many
influence-
hours of sleep did you get for this one
Actually-
last time? Because you didn't get any.
that's a good question. No, I got a lot. Like the dedication. I'm always dedicated.
You have to say that you were up all.
I was up all night. Boy, you see how well it turned out.
Yeah.
That was hours of sleep deprivation and dedication. No, actually, one of my flaws is I'm dedicated. Sometimes I'm not talented. I'm dedicated. I'll stick with something for years and be there on time and all that. But
And then on certain projects, people are like, Aaron, I appreciate your dedication, we'll call it. We were thinking maybe you might not want to be on this project anymore.
We turned it in several days ago. I know
don't know
you
what
signed
you're
up.
still
I
working on.
appreciate
Still
it.
here.
Yeah.
No, that was the thing working on this one last time is like I'm the editor but I want to show know how involved I am and let's go location scouting. Yeah, I'm there and we're gonna go film. Like gosh, I don't know if I should go film. I should probably sleep.
Yes.
And then I rested a little bit. I woke up and everybody was gone. I was downstairs on the couch. Everybody was gone. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I think TC said something about, you can come, you can come film. Like, does he want me to come film? and so I slept, and then I woke up like at 3:00 in the morning or something, and I'm like, should I go down there? Are they expecting me? Like, I think I might have texted you.
Yeah,
and be
you
like,
did, and I was sleeping because I had to work Ruby, so I wasn't even there. And you're like, "Do you guys need me?" I'm like,
Yes,
"I have
we-
no idea.
Like,
I'm gonna say no."
I shouldn't have, but I was
No.
like sweating. Like, should I go
Yeah.
down there? Should I go get some rest? And I finally ended up like, after an hour of contemplating, just okay, I should sleep. I should just sleep. But I woke up as soon as the sun woke up, and I got coffee. I went down to the bar at 7 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
7 or 8, and I'm like, hey, okay, let's get going, guys.
See, my years of dedication
Wow.
ended years ago. I burnt myself out those first 4 years, and then the two that we did, Dan and I did 3 in that 2-year span because we did
yes.
the Milwaukee one a month before we did Afterthought. And like I burnt myself out of doing and constantly running, and I can't do it anymore. And it's like I just have to write.
The first year we did it, we made the mistake of our lead actor was also the editor. So
Oh yeah.
when we were done,
That's right.
after a long day of shooting, it was like, well, guess we got to edit now.
We're gonna go lay down on couches.
It was funny because when we did it, we were the actors, we were the cinematographers, the editors, and I got more sleep that weekend
Yep.
than I
That's
would
what
like
Jeff has talked
on a
about.
normal work week.
That's the thing. When we've done it, like those 3 that Dan and I did, the 2 that we did, those 2 years, we were done writing at a decent time. We got a decent night's sleep. We started filming at a normal time. It wasn't like, well, we're up at 6 a.m. We have to start filming. Like we started filming at like 10:30 in the morning, and we're wrapped by like 9 maybe. And then mislabeled. I took the footage home and edited it. Like started working on it a little bit that night, and then the next morning got up at 9:30 and edited and had it done by like 1 in the afternoon, and it was like, well, we're just gonna do some fine tuning, I guess, and waited for you to grant, because you did the credits for mislabeled, and it was like we were waiting on like we were just like, all right, we'll just chill and hang out, and like it was very relaxed, and we still got everything done. Yeah, we didn't win all these awards, but we made.
Yeah,
You had
we
been-
didn't win.
We didn't win.
We didn't have things that we're really proud about.
And maybe I didn't shower much that weekend.
But I got a lot of sleep. No, but I mean, so one thing that speaks to is just kind of the innovativeness
We still had fun.
of,
That's all I was
Yeah,
trying to
of
say.
indie filmmaking. Yeah. So you had fun, you got it done. You're probably still proud of it.
Oh, yeah.
And that's something if it can stand the test of time. But it's great to have other people working on these projects and with department heads and things. But you're always waiting on somebody. And who are you waiting on? And somebody has to figure out who you're waiting on. And like it's herding cats a little bit. So if you had to recommend, as an editor, maybe recommend a movie that people should watch.
I couldn't
that
tell
be?
you that. I guess like I've kind of been away from like doing normal editing for so long. Like I don't watch a movie.
And you're like, ooh,
and
that
see-
was a cut.
Right, exactly.
That I love.
I mean, usually I can tell if something's really bad.
what I do.
But I can sit and enjoy a movie. Unless
What's that like?
what's that like? It's great.
Is
you
it?
Just, you sit down and watch a movie and.
I don't think it's good. I can't do that anymore.
I feel like for bad movies, that's the case, for me at least. But, people ask that, and then I think about anyone who knows sports or watches sports. Like, if you don't understand what's happening in football, you're not going to enjoy watching football. But when you learn the rules, you're going to have more enjoyment. Then you start learning about the players and the teams and, the personalities and all that stuff. And hopefully you find more enjoyment. And I find that's true with filmmaking too. But then when I'll watch something like Interstellar, and I don't think about filmmaking the whole time. I'm just experiencing a story. But sometimes, I'm like, on a different film, I can't think of one that I've seen recently. I'm like, that was not very good. Or I wonder how they did that. I like that a lot. And that's when I'm not in the story. Usually with my second or third watch of anything, I analyze everything. But my first pass on it, I'm just another spectator who knows the rules and, am just enjoying the execution of it.
Sometimes I do that where I see what they did, try to figure out what they did. Like again with Boyhood, like did they have the same camera like for 12 years? Did they use that the same coloring?
I had not even thought
Like,
of that
did
too.
they even shoot on? They have like digital cameras that shot HD.
When it started.
12 years ago.
Right.
Like, yeah, you're trying to get this
Little
SD
handycam.
movie, back and so I'm like really looking at that. Did they film? They shot that film and
They
stuff.
probably just did the whole thing in film.
They
They could probably have the same camera.
And then they just were hoping that film was still around like
Yeah.
12 years in the future.
You need to buy
at the
a
rate it was
lot of
going.
film.
Dodged a bullet on that
Yeah,
one.
film's like cheap now, isn't it? Or nobody's using it. They have warehouses for film.
Gravity was one that I knew they had like a lot of long cuts and a lot of special effects, and so I was looking for those types of things. But yeah, for the most part, it's the movie. Sometimes when like there's a long take, and I notice that, like Avengers or yeah.
What about Birdman? Did you ever watch Birdman?
I haven't seen Birdman.
Okay.
Birdman.
Birdman.
Birdman. Frank Birdman.
A lot of
attorney
the
at law.
times, I'm the lowest common denominator type of movie guy. That movie, everybody says it's awesome, super great, amazing, and it just looks boring to me.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
so
it
no,
is-
I could tell you, I did not like the ending. I was like, oh,
Ending,
this is the
sure.
ending. Oh no, they're gonna keep going. Okay, this is the ending. This would be a great. Nope.
Nope.
And then they end, and I'm like, are you?
There's a
pardon my
clinical
language,
reason for
effing
this,
kidding
yeah.
me? Right. So yeah, part of it is by
So it's
background
like
in mental
Return
health.
of the King. Just
The part of it is my mental
Not
health.
as long.
Yeah, mental health training, and like it should not have ended that way.
Yeah.
It was so stupid. So
Like everyone did everything wrong in the institution.
Yes.
And even I don't
Yeah.
know that stuff. I was like, should they be alone?
yeah, exactly.
This doesn't seem
Yeah,
right.
it doesn't
Yeah.
seem right.
And on that note, we're going to end it up in the air. Is there anything else you want to leave people with? A saying, perhaps some wisdom?
keep it
Anything
real,
else?
baby.
Keep it real.
Keep it
where
real
where
old
can people
school.
find you on the internet?
Internet geek is my internet name. It's actually spelled Geyck.
That's right.
Geek, and so that's my YouTube. That's my Twitter.
Wait. What was that again?
Geyck.
For the longest time, I tried pronouncing it Gaysk.
Well, that's what I keep it one time. I was like, "Hey, this Gase guy or whatever, like, is commenting. It's great. Do you know who that is?" Because it was early on. I was like, "It's probably a friend."
I'm like, yeah, it's Aaron.
Yeah. It's like, so geek.
Geek.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good because actually I didn't
But
know that either.
Geyck.
No one ever got that right.
Geisha. It's pronounced
I
geisha.
was actually watching Original Gamer, a real-time gaming thing, and I
Like a Let's Play
commented
or-
on it.
Yeah.
yeah, like that. And I
Oh, yeah.
and I made a comment, and he actually said my name. He actually said it right the first time.
wow.
Like the history of anything that someone has said
Yeah.
my name right.
He's probably backstage going, I'm going to butcher this horribly. Geek?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna be a smartass here. Watch this. This guy named Geek. He,
Yeah, that's my name.
Exactly
I don't know
what
why
did,
that was your
actually.
voice. Sorry.
I said
All
it
right.
loud, too.
So check you out on Twitter, YouTube.
Twitter, YouTube. Basically, anytime you see that name somewhere, it's
All right, we'll have links to that.
Look it up.
I'm what am I? Ryan Frang.
Frang.
We have Julesy Smith.
And couch characters.
Oh, and Couch of
yes.
Characters. Check
Yep.
that out. We'll post another link box down here.
So many things
Shoe
on the
John
screen
Maker.
right now.
Random Bell. Do we have anything else to advertise?
Aaron Williams, Aaron all caps.
Aaron
Yeah,
all caps.
Aaron.
Now
Would
is
you
your
like to
name
call you
legally
Aaron?
all?
I don't know, on my birth certificate, all the letters are capitalized. So yes,
Sounds very official.
You spell your name that way.
I do.
I see that in correspondences that come
I've
back
been
through the
doing that
mail.
for years. Yeah,
And
yeah.
and then I can't remember if I asked Julia or somebody, and Julia was like, "Yeah, I think that's his name is
he's got
capitals."
an ego, and he just likes all.
He just likes people saying his name louder than the
Is
rest
that
of his
illegal?
name.
Like, can you be like, well, that letter is lowercase, so that's not my legal name? You know, is that a thing? Like, is uppercase? You know,
Just
because
like-
does everybody have to have the first letter uppercase? I don't know. This is where my mind goes. See,
We're gonna ask Prince about this.
that's why they don't let me out of the room.
He's
All right.
right.
All good stuff to talk about at the end of the episode.
We did it.
Thanks, Aaron, for being awesome.
Come back in the later
Please
time.
come back.
Blast.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Chasing
Positiveness.
contented.
Pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Animals Gone Wild? What is that?
You have to-
I don't know.
We've never done that.
You and me.
They're from the space.
Oh no, not again.
Where'd you go?
Where's Jeff?
Jeff, do you walk?
It's a optical illusion or an optimal illusion.
An optimal illusion. It's at the
That should be somebody's
epitome of
blog.
illusions.
Is he like going to a drug den? Is that why they're going to Racine? Or
He'll be performing.
Because
it.
that's-
Oh yes, yes. He
Racine.
was in Appleton, and then now he's going to Racine or Racine sometime soon. That happens at least.
it's organic editing. You're like, take the second card.
Each film. It adds a grain. It adds a level of grain to the video file.
We've boiled down the process.
Yes.
There it is.
What happened?
Did we just compare Final Cut to crapping out a card?
Well, I mean, it's more like laying an egg.